yeah.
Yeah, we're back in the shop. We had a camp out last weekend. I know we made a video about it. We were just sitting here talking. Everything, and I think I mentioned in the last video, everything happens in October. You don't realize the things that you have scheduled throughout the year until it actually gets here. But we're so bombarded in October with something every weekend. We've got one more event we're going to this coming weekend down in Charleston, South Carolina, and then you've got a show here in Reedsville, which is a local, just a Halloween thing, which is not really not going to take up the whole weekend. But after that, we're going to really get cranked back up in the shop because we're getting way behind. We're actually going to get started next weekend in the shop. Today is Tuesday, and I think you've heard us talk a little bit about the 67 G10 van that we were doing here.
I don't screw down, but sorry.
Ivan's trying to auto screw down on his car outside. So
sounds pretty good.
You might have heard it out there running.
I was gonna say, sorry. No,
you screwed that take up.
no, we're good.
Yeah, but anyway, we're this is the 67 G10 that we're talking about. We're doing a 4-wheel drive conversion on it, and we've pretty much got the suspension and the axles hung under it. It was one that we agreed to do, and which we were happy to do it for the guy. He asked us if we would do it, and he was nice enough to let us use this van as a guinea pig because we've never done one of these before. I don't know that we'll do another one. It was a challenge. We had a lot of trial and error. I wish I had $1 for every time we took the springs off and changed packs and changed things to get the ride height right. But I think we finally got the stuff mounted under there like we're going to go with it. We've got the ride height. We think where it needs to be. We'll know more when we get the motor and transmission in it. That's probably what we're going to start on probably next week. We do actually have a guy has agreed and wants the gray van that we talked about in the video. Did the comparison with that van and Timothy. So that one, we're going to start to build on it. A guy up in Massachusetts has bought that van, so that'll be one that we were working on. But right now, we wanted to tell you what's going on with the 67 here. This is the engine that we'll be putting in it. We pulled the 6-cylinder and the power glide out of it. DJ bought a brand new Blue Point. I believe this is, I couldn't remember if it was a 383 or a 350, but after looking back, I think this is a 350 aluminum head. Seems like it dynoed close to 400 horsepower, so it's going to be a pretty nasty little motor for this G10 van. We got to get locate some pulleys and a few more things to go on it. We're probably going to start getting it in, mocking everything up to get everything mounted up in it. Shouldn't be a big deal. We'll have to pull the front axle back out, and what we'll do, we'll just slide this motor on the engine stand under the lift and set the van down on top of it. We've done a couple G10s like that once we got the 2-wheel drive stuff out from under. So that's the way we'll do this engine. Got a brand new TCI 700R4 that's going to go in behind it. Have not 100% decided on what transfer case we're going to go with. It's kind of tight under there, so I'm thinking we're probably going to go with a Jeep, either a Dana 20 or a Dana 300 transfer case, because they're small, compact, they're tough, they'll more than handle the power that this is going to put down. But anyway, that's the one. That's going to be a cool van when we get through with it. When it's on the ground, it's cool looking.
I mean, that thing just looks like a Tonka toy.
Yeah,
it looks
bad.
tough.
It's bad. It's bad. It's going to be a fun vehicle. He's actually making it. I think his wife is going to drive it most. They're going to make a kind of like a bug out camper van out of it when they get everything done. Another thing that we're working on too, he wants power steering on it, and we've wrestled with a way to try to figure out putting power steering on it, and it's just there's so little space under there try to figure out how to mount a power steering box. So if anybody has had any experience with putting power steering on one of these vans, send us a comment and let us know somewhere we can go. I have talked to some people that have said some stuff about there's some kind of electric steering box that they put on them. I haven't been able to find anything on that, but anyway, if anybody's got any ideas on some power steering or how to get power steering on one of these vans, let us know. We would be interested in doing that, because we're gonna figure out something. I just don't know what we're gonna do yet on it. But anyway, that's what we've got going on.
Well, shoot, let's get into what we've done so far.
Well, what we've done so far was we're running half-ton Chevrolet stuff from a I think these axles came out of an 80. I believe they came out of an 86, 87 Suburban. It's a 10-bolt front end, 10-bolt rear end, which will be perfect for this. Like I said, we had to get creative mounting these springs under here. We'd never done it before, and trying to get everything set under here to get the ride height right and all the geometry right. It was a challenge. So we played around with spring packs, changing springs, taking leaves in, taking leaves out, deciding what length springs we wanted to go with. But what we've actually got, we do just have square body, Chevrolet square body springs on the front. These are front 4-inch lift springs. That was what we found out that worked the best to get the ride height for what he wanted and how he wanted it to sit. And the spring pack on the rear is just a pack we made up. We just took we had a set of, I honestly don't even know what the springs came off of. We had tried several different ones, but we had a set out there that we just took the top leaf and just started adding springs to them and made a pack that worked, and it's got the ride height. I think it's going to be dead on. Once it gets the weight of the engine and transmission in, I think it's going to sit just perfect. And if it doesn't, we've figured out what to do. At the most, we may have to raise it an inch in the front, so we know how we're going to do that once we get it all in there. But anyway, that's where we're at. And like I said, we will drop this axle out, and we'll just set the van down on top of that motor, and we'll make all the mounts and get it mounted up. Of course, we're gonna have to fabricate a cross member for the transmission, the transfer case. It's gonna be a neat build. We still got a lot of things to figure out, but we're getting there. He's been patient with us and knew that we were gonna have to be figuring a lot on some stuff. So, and he knew that we were gonna get it in between other builds, and so that's where we're at. And another thing too, we've got to figure out linkage going to the transmission. That's gonna be something that might be tough. We may end up even having to go with a shifter mounted in the floor with a cable if we can't get the stuff on the column worked out, because the way the steering box is on these things, it's actually all one piece in with the column. So just depending on what we do with the power steering, that may change a whole lot on that. But we'll figure it out. It'll be a challenge, but we'll get it figured out. I've seen these vans 4-wheel drive on the internet before, so it's been done before. And if somebody's done it before, we'll figure it out.
Dadgum fast.
35.